I want to just make sure we briefly go through the terms on the heart, because that's going to be the lab. And so you got this nice page that has the terms of the heart, most of them. So we have the vena cava. We have two. We have one on the bottom, and one on the top. So superior and an inferior vena cava. They bring the blood from the body into the right atrium. Then we have on there pulmonary veins. See here? The veins go back to the heart. These are red. So these are, you might want to say red on there so you know that they're red. They are the ones here. Really? See back in here, when you look at the front of the heart, on the side here in the back, there is some here, and there is some here. Those are the pulmonary veins. And then I want you to know pulmonary trunk. And I'm nice, I didn't say pulmonary arteries. I said pulmonary trunk on the list. The third term. And the trunk is a vessel that immediately splits again into veins or arteries. And so the blue one in the front that comes out right here, that's a pulmonary trunk. I'll show you afterwards. And then I got the aortic arch. You got that big red thing, right? The big red thing is the aortic arch. Round up and down. And then on the aortic arch, now these are not on that list. You want to write those in or look it up. We have brachiocephalic trunk. So that's the brachiocephalic trunk right here, the first stop. So when you go, the block, let me talk about this way. The blood is oxygenated, goes to the system of the body. The aorta goes up, but then goes down, and behind it goes all the way down. Look at that, descending aorta. That goes all the way down to the gut, and then we have offshoots coming up to the legs and everywhere. But we also got to feed the arms and the head. And so those vessels come out right at the top of the arch. The first one is known as the brachiocephalic trunk. Brachio, what does brachio mean? Arm. Oh, cephalic? Head. Oh, good. And the trunk means it's a vessel that splits right away. Right after. So the brachiocephalic trunk is right here, and then it splits, and part of the blood goes to the arm, in the brachio, and part of the blood goes up to the head. Brachiocephalic. Head is cephalic. Got it? This is where it's not symmetrical, because the heart is a little bit on the left. So we have to have the trunk come up, go a little bit as a whole unit, and then split to the arm and to the head. And then on the other side, on the left side, we got the next stump goes up to the head. So that's the left common carotid artery. Carotid is the one, the animals chew up and then they die. Is that one. Don't get stabbed in the neck. It's very bad. Because the carotid artery is right there, bringing the blood into the head. If the blood doesn't go into the head, never mind. So now we have one on the right, and one on the right at the end, and one on the left. And then the last stump goes to the arm on the left side, and we call that under the clavicle artery. So subclavius. Subclavian artery, the left subclavian artery. And clavian refers to clavicle, and sub means below. So that goes underneath the clavicle into the arm. I know arteries are like naming freeway systems, and a lot of times we try to have the names, arteries, veins, we try to have the names that correspond to what we're doing. They have a hepatic artery vein, we have splenic and all that, different organ names for arteries and veins also. So that's good, that are those. And then we got the chambers, the atria and the ventricles. The atria are the top chambers, the ventricles are the bottom chambers. That's okay, right? And then look, I got a term called interventricular septum. Inter means in between. It's the term on the bottom right. Inter means in between. Ventricle means the two ventricles. So that's a membrane or a wall in between the two ventricles. And the septum, we can call that a wall or a different separation. Then we get to the valves where I need you to be able to tell me the semilunar valves and the atrioventricular valves. The AV valves are the ones that go from the atria to the ventricles. They're right here. And on this side, they're right here. The semilunar valves are the ones that go and open from the ventricle to the great vessels shooting up. So you got one right, that's a good one to tag. The other one is all the way back there behind the other AV valve. That's a little harder to figure out. But it's there too. But if I tag it on a test, I'm going to go for the one that you can see, not the one you can't see.
So which one were you saying?
I will tag the probably the pulmonary semilunar valve, the one that you can see.
Okay.
But it's only, you don't have to differentiate between left and right. You just have to say it's a semilunar valve.
The one that's going up the pulmonary trunk is this. Which one is that? One's going up the pulmonary.
This?
Yeah.
Semilunar.
That's semilunar.
That's AV.
That's going up the pulmonary trunk.
Yeah, that goes into the pulmonary trunk, and then you got one back in here. You can't really see it. It's behind it that goes into the aorta. You can.
Yeah, where's it?
The who?
The RT. I can't pronounce these words. Not that one.
The interventricular septum?
Yeah. Atrioventricular valve. That one we're talking about.
Oh, that's this one.
The what?
That's the one with the flaps that come down.
Oh, okay. So it's the ones.
The flaps are the AV valves. The ones that are round looking are the semilunar valves. Luna is the moon, right? Half moon. Semi-moon. The semi-moon valves. And then all we got left is really the vessels that feed the heart itself. We talked about them briefly. We have the left coronary artery that comes right out here by the bottom of the aortic arch, and it goes down. Actually, it comes. No, wait a minute. We got to change that. You actually got to indicate that we see the right coronary artery. This is the right coronary artery. I made the mistake. And that goes to the back, to the right side of the heart. The left one comes out from in between where you can't see it. It's like inside there.
So change it to the right?
Yeah, change it to the right because the one we can see is the right. I don't like it because of what I like to indicate. No, actually, no, don't change it to the right. Don't. Because look, what I want you to learn is the fact it comes out here and you can see this little sliver, and then it splits to an artery that goes down in the interventricular septum and a piece that goes around the ventricle here. You see that? Oh. We have one extra heart. Can you get one heart over there?
Oh, thank you. Keep
I didn't catch that. I got your heart and there's two somewhere else. I'm so sorry. So when I look at here, the stump, that little piece that you open it, you see that little piece coming out right here, that red thing, the artery. That's the left coronary artery, and it splits right below there into a branch that goes to the left around the ventricle. You see that?
right here.
No, the red is always red. Arteries are red on this one. That goes around. You see that going around? That's the circumflex artery. Whenever an artery branches off, the names change. And so the branch then it goes down in the interventricle here, in between the septum, that's known as the anterior descending artery. And you got that in your booklet somewhere, those names. But I need you to do them here when you know, for the test. See, here's the booklet. Here's the booklet. You see, we see this stump coming out. That's like here in the front. That's this little stump. And then it splits going down and over. The down is between the ventricles, the interventricular septum, and the around is the circumflex. We'll have plenty of time to look at that.
And we will be able to look at the heart again.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have the heart is the one you know by cold by the end of the semester because we have it on the table all the time.
Okay.
That cabinet is open from now till the end. So when you come, you go through these. When I'm free, you call me. You make sure you know what I'm talking about. Because I don't want you to be confused because I tell you this thing's confusing. You know, if I'm making you confused, don't come talk to me. Don't stress over it. I know, easy said than done, I understand. But still, that's just the way. We have to do it that way. What I also did on the homework, which you get, I barcoded a video that goes through all the points. So the videos I had for the extremities last semester, I just decided I'll just put them on the sheet. Then you just barcode it and you have it right there. It's also online under the lab. There's the video. That's the link. It's the same link. This was like 6 minutes. It just goes to the points. And so that's probably an easy one to do. I change the terms sometimes a little bit. So sometimes in the videos you might have one missing or one extra. So you just have